Imagine this. You're speaking English with someone, feeling confident, when suddenly they give you that confused look. You freeze. What did you say wrong? It's those tiny mistakes that, without realizing, can make your English sound a bit off. And let's be real. Nobody wants to sound strange when speaking a language they're trying to master, right? In today's video, we're going to talk about those common mistakes you might be making that make your English sound weird, and how you can easily fix them to sound more fluent and natural. Don't worry, it's not as hard as it sounds. Mistake. For one, using the wrong word. Order okay. We all know that English sentence structure is a little different from other languages. But sometimes, in your excitement, you may end up with sentences that just don't sound right. For example, you might say, "I am very excited to meet you tomorrow." Or, "She always does that." Sounds weird, right? The correct order would be, "I'm very excited to meet you tomorrow." She always does that. Why it happens? In English, adverbs like tomorrow or always tend to go in a very specific place in a sentence. It's important to make sure the word order matches the flow of natural speech. Fix it. Always check that the subject, verb, and object are in the right order and adverbs are placed in their usual spots. For example, time words like tomorrow usually go at the end of a sentence. Mistake number 2, overusing fillers, like like, and you know. It's tempting to fill the silence with words like or you know when you're trying to think of what to say next. But using them too much makes you sound unsure of yourself or less fluent. For example, I don't know what happened, you know? Why it happens. We all do it when we're nervous or speaking without thinking too much. It's normal, but excessive use can make you sound less confident in your English. Fix it. The key here is practice. Before you speak, take a second to gather your thoughts. It's okay to pause and think. Silence doesn't make you sound weird. It shows you're being thoughtful. Replace with a small pause to let your brain catch up. Mistake. Number 3. Incorrect. Use of prepositions. This one is tricky because prepositions in English don't always follow logical patterns, especially if your native language has a different structure. For example, she is good in singing. Incorrect. He is married with her. Incorrect. The correct sentences would be, she is good at singing. He is married to her. Why it happens? Prepositions can be tricky because they're often used differently in other languages. English has its own set of rules for prepositions that don't always translate. Fix it. A good rule of thumb is to learn common collocations with prepositions like good at, interested in, or married to. The more you listen to native speakers, the more you'll start to pick up these patterns. Mistake number 4, using the wrong verb, tense. If you're speaking about something in the past, present, or future, using the wrong tense can completely change the meaning of your sentence. For example, I am going to the store yesterday. Incorrect. I will visit him last week. Incorrect. The correct sentences would be, I went to the store yesterday. I visited him last week. Why it happens? This mistake happens when we're too focused on the conversation and forget to adjust our verb tense. We often mix them up when switching between tenses without thinking. Fix it. Pay close attention to the time you are talking about and adjust your verb tense accordingly. If you're talking about the past, use the past tense. If it's the future, make sure to use the future tense. Mistake number 5, overusing very and really. Saying things like very good, really big, or very interesting is completely fine. But using them too often can make your English sound repetitive and a bit boring. For example, this movie is very good. This is really nice. Why it happens? Very and really are easy go-to words, but overusing them doesn't add anything new or exciting to your sentences. Fix it. Try to replace very or really with more specific words. For example, this movie is excellent. This is delightful. This not only makes you sound more natural, but it also makes your vocabulary stronger. Mistake number 6. Mispronouncing words. Pronunciation. Mistakes can make it hard for others to understand. Even if you're using the right grammar and vocabulary, for example, saying espresso instead of espresso, mispronouncing comfortable as comfortable. Why it happens? Many of these mistakes come from our native language, influencing the way we speak English. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more practical language tips. I've got plenty more to share with you, and trust me, you don't want to miss out on making your English sound smoother and more natural. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy learning!